Okay, how's everybody doing? Happy Sunday evening. I guess in most parts of the world it's Monday morning. Actually, it's Monday morning for us. It's 12:56 a.m. So I hope everybody had a good weekend, and I hope a good week is coming for us this week. So anyway, let me share my screen so I can talk with everybody, and we can share some information about EOS, because this is a nightly broadcast about the EOS blockchain. And I talk to people about EOS every single night. So anyway, let's take a look at the coin market cap. Or actually, I always say that, but I'm always on CoinGecko. I never go to coin market cap. I'm always on CoinGecko. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of change. Actually, the market's been pretty flat here the last few days. But I want to talk tonight a little bit about this Chinese ranking thing that they've been doing. Chinese latest cryptocurrency ranking: EOS first, Tron second, Bitcoin 15th. There's a lot of people upset about Bitcoin being 15th. And this has been going on for a while, because this is the 11th published the 11th publication of this ranking system that they're doing as far as blockchain is concerned. So, and if you read through here a little bit, what it is, and I don't even know what the CCID Blockchain Research Institute is, and how it's affiliated with the government, and why the Chinese government is even ranking blockchains. Because my understanding always was that in China, it's very difficult to buy cryptocurrencies. In fact, actually outlawed. When EOS went from, when you were off trying to buy EOS, originally, ERC20 token, I don't even think it was offered in China. It wasn't offered in the United States. It wasn't offered in China. So my understanding was China was always very anti-cryptocurrency. In fact, I don't even think that they can buy cryptocurrencies in China. I don't know, but they ranked the cryptocurrency. So that was kind of interesting to me. So I want to talk about the rankings, first of all. And it seems which cryptocurrency blockchains are the best and why. And I'm going to read right here. Meanwhile, blockchains around the world are making major improvements. Not surprisingly, EOS, Tron, and Ethereum are the top three, because in terms of usage and applications, they are far from its competitors. However, even though the index ranks EOS as number one, Tron has the most used dApps with over 7,800 daily users. When it comes to the number of dApps, Ethereum took first place by having 1,374, while EOS had 314, Tron had 135. But what I want to talk about is, I just want to talk about a little bit of why I think they're ranking the way they're ranking. And the reason they're ranking they're ranking is because of the usability of the blockchain. And that's why they're talking about the dApps application, using dApps, how many daily users, all this other stuff. But the issue really is scalability, usability, and how many dApps are running, how much stuff is running. And even though Ethereum is running a lot of applications, a lot of apps, not a lot of those apps are getting a lot of users, as with the other blockchains. They may have more things running, but what's running isn't getting as much use as what's on EOS, even though EOS is kind of lacking in use too. But overall, not much is being used. And as I discussed the other night with Vitalik, he's talking about 15 transactions per second. They need 100,000 in order to be where they want to be. So with applications running, there still isn't the availability to be able to do what they need to do on it. And I think that the reason why Bitcoin has fallen in the rankings, and the reason why EOS is rising in the rankings, is because the main reason for blockchain is the smart contracts, using smart contracts on the blockchain. Blockchain without smart contracts really is just a store of wealth, or a way to transfer wealth, or a way to have wealth on the blockchain, but it's not really able to do much, not run something. I mean, when I think about blockchain, I would think that originally, when the idea of smart contracts came into play, that was the only logical thing for blockchain. You have a database, and now that you've solved the double spending issue, now what are we going to do with that? Well, now you also have the opportunity to write code and put it on the blockchain, put it on the database, along with solving a double spending problem. Now you can actually put ways of defining different things on the blockchain, just like anything else, putting something on a digital server. So that was the logical conclusion or the logical extent of what blockchain was going to be used for. And I think China recognizes that, and that's why they're saying that the blockchain really is a smart contract platform protocol. That's what it should be used for. That's what it is being used for. And that's what it should be used for. And we're going to rank them based on how much, how well you can do the smart contracts. Of course, blockchain or Ethereum, Bitcoin. You know, they have a Lightning Network, but none of that is really working the way they want it to work. Plus, Ethereum is forked. Right here, this is nevertheless they're talking about hard fork. You know, it's still trying to figure itself out. So I think the only blockchain that's really solved the issues of blockchain is EOS, and that's the reason why it comes in #1 for this particular listing of cryptocurrencies. I mean, it makes logical sense to me. So anyway, that's what it is. But anyway, I did a little more research on what this CCID research is. This thing is, and I found this information. Where's it at here? Let's take a look at this. Where am I at? Where did I do this at? I never get my stuff lined up before I come online. I don't know why I never do. Right here. Let's take a look at this. Was this the one I was on? The reason I never get it lined up is because I've always got about 3 or 4 things going on at the same time. And oh, here we go. Because I X out of stuff and then I put in more stuff and somebody calls me. And this time of night, I usually do a lot of talking to other people around the world, and I was just on a Skype call with somebody, so I had to get out of that. And I actually accidentally took this off my desktop. So anyway, China Electronic Information Industry Development, the CCID. This is what this is the organization, I guess, is putting out these rankings of blockchain. So who are they? What do they do? It says they were founded in 1995. They're headquartered in China. Their organization type is the government. So this is the government. They have an open website. I don't want to go there because it's in Chinese. I don't read Chinese. For more than 20 years, the CCID has been committed to the development of information industries in China. CCID bridges the government's business and expects to provide research, evaluation, certification, and other professional services. China Electric Information Industry Development is directly under the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology for a class research institute. So this is the government. So let me ask you this. Why is the government that is not allowing people to own cryptocurrencies ranking cryptocurrencies, and why is their own government making these analysis on different cryptocurrencies and how they should rank and everything like that? So what's going on here? So I did a little research, see if I can find this. I think this is my next thing. So I put in the Google search engine about the regulations in China. If you can buy cryptocurrencies, because I don't live in China, so I don't know. I don't know what citizens of China can own as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned. So it says right here, and this is a pretty current one. This is the most current one I could find, was the 14th of March, 2019. Will China soon pass crypto regulations? China regulatory environment surrounding the cryptocurrency industry has been very harsh in the past. So it sounds like they have been very hard on owning cryptocurrencies, with outright bans on crypto exchanges, crypto trading, ICOs, and more. However, the communist country just introduced the new anti-anonymity. Anonymity. I think anonymity. Why would they use a word like anonymity? Okay, I think what that means is anti. So being anonymous is you don't know who they are. So they're doing this. I don't know what that is. So I guess it's a new thing where they're trying to make people know who it is that's owning the cryptocurrencies, to enable orderly development in its blockchain industry. Well, you would think I don't speak English, but I've been speaking English for a long time. And sometimes I just can't pronounce words in English. I don't know why. I mean, I came from the Midwest. I grew up in a very central part of the United States. People tell me I have an accent. I don't think I have an accent. I mean, where I come from, everybody speaks the same. And I guess we're California. Everybody kind of sounds the same too. But I guess when I talk, some people think I don't have quite the right English accent. I don't know. It is what it is. So sometimes I can't pronounce words. Anonymity. Anonymity. That's what it is. Anonymity. Okay, there we go. I got it. It annoys me when I can't pronounce a word. Because like I said, I've been speaking English all my life. And I do speak Spanish, but not very well. But I'm going to do a video one night in Spanish because I want to do reach out to Spanish speaking people. I don't want to do it right now because I have to sit down and think about my script. Most of the time when I do these broadcasts, I don't think about what I'm saying. I get an idea what I'm going to say, but then I go ahead and say it in the video, kind of off what my previous thinking is. But I don't sit down and script it all out. If I do it in Spanish, I'm going to have to script it out because there's a lot of things in Spanish I get backwards, or I start speaking in a way that people are going to think that I'm not well. I don't make any sense. I can speak when I'm talking to people because they can kind of see what it is I mean. But if I just give a 15, 20-minute talk in Spanish, it's going to be very hard for people to understand that don't that speak Spanish very well, because I don't speak Spanish very well. Sorry, back to English. While regulatory developments are being made, they appear to be on the stricter side of things, enabling government to remain in firm control. In fact, according to Chinese news outlet Securities Digest Daily, Chinese legislative delegates and political advisors are calling for a clear and strict crypto regulation during China's ongoing 2 sessions, the largest political meeting of the year. So I could go ahead and read the rest of it, but I don't want to do it because I don't really like reading stuff on these broadcasts. But anyway, what it is China is going to start allowing cryptocurrencies to be held and somewhat regulated in China. It's a huge market. China is the fastest growing economy in the world, and the fact that China is ranking cryptocurrencies, and they're opening the door for what they call an orderly development in its blockchain industry. The fact they're opening this door tells you China wants to be a player in the blockchain economy. And when China becomes a player in a blockchain economy, you either catch up or you're going to get left in the dust pretty quickly. So like I say, it's the fastest growing economy in the world. And they're seeing, so to speak, the writing on the wall, and they're trying to keep up with it and trying to keep it within somewhat controlled, but also allow it to happen. So when you wonder why they're ranking cryptocurrencies, this is why, because they're getting ready to allow this to be mainstream in China. And once it's mainstream in China, let me tell you, it's going to be a huge boom for all cryptocurrencies, including EOS, because EOS is big in China. I think most of the block producers, the big block producers, are in China. Some of the exchanges are in China. And let me tell you something about China. China's a huge market for investment, and it was a huge market 30 years ago when I was a stockbroker. Because I remember some of my biggest clients were Chinese people that lived in America. Huge investment population, people that are huge investors. You wouldn't think so because China is a communist country, but no, they love to invest. They love to speculate, and cryptocurrency fits the Chinese mindset very well. They love the idea of cryptocurrencies. They love the idea of being involved in something like this. And they love the freedom of being involved with cryptocurrency. So crypto will be big in China. It is big, but it will be much bigger. So if you think that these blockchains aren't going to take off and be something that are going to take over the world as far as the next level internet's concerned, think again, because China being involved with cryptocurrencies is a monumental thing as far as how much power, how much influence they control as far as the world's concerned. So anyway, this is kind of interesting. I think it's going to help the crypto industry, cryptocurrencies. The fact that China, the government, is ranking these cryptocurrencies, the fact they have EOS #1, very, very important stuff. I think it's a huge, green light for everything, including EOS. So keep this in mind. Look at these prices and realize you got billions and billions of people ready to start using these cryptocurrencies, and anxious and looking forward to it, and a government that's willing to start regulating and allowing it to happen. So anyway, kind of interesting stuff, even though I think this has gone on for quite a while. And I think EOS has always been at the top. I've just kind of ignored it. I've done a few videos on it in the past, but I'm starting to think of the significance behind that, how big it is. So pretty important stuff when you really sit down and think about it. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.